Taurus, welcome to your monthly horoscope for April 2024. My name is Adina. I'm an intuitive astrologer, and in this horoscope, I will be walking you through each week of April, giving you a really good understanding of the energies that you will be moving through for the entire month. April is one of the biggest months of 2024 astrologically, so we have a lot to go through. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you align with my energy and enjoy my content. Now, let's get right into it. So, the first week of April, right on the first, we have Mercury stationing retrograde. So, we have a lot of energy going on in your 12th house. Now, the 12th house rules self undoing, self sabotaging, places that are hidden like hospitals, asylums, retreat centers, also isolation. It's also the house of karma, it's the house of endings. So, there's a lot going on here. This could really be a time, for the entire month of April where you're not feeling very sociable. You're kind of wanting to come away from the world, maybe focus more on your spiritual practice, focus more on your energetic vibration, because of all of this energy in your 12th house. And with this Mercury retrograde in your 12th house, there could be a lot of self reflection going on. There can also actually be a lot of intuitive downloads. You may feel like you're receiving a lot of messages through this Mercury retrograde in the 12th house. Now, on the second, we're going to have Venus forming a conjunction to Neptune. Venus is your chart ruler. So, Venus at this point will still be in your 11th house of friends and friendships, social groups, online connections. When Venus forms a conjunction to Neptune, this is really great for creativity, imagination, dreams, romance. Sometimes, though, with Venus conjunct Neptune, we can over idealize something or see something with rose colored glasses on. So we do want to watch for that. Now, on the fourth, we will have the sun form a conjunction to the north node. So this is a typo. It's not Neptune, it's the north node. So whatever has been kind of triggered and activated with these eclipses for you, the sun forming a conjunction to the north node is bringing in some type of really almost like support, understanding, clarity. So you do want to pay attention on this day for anything showing up for you. Maybe an important message then, because it's in the 12th house. It could be very spiritual. It could be, receiving a lot of intuitive downloads or messages on this day. On the 5th, we're going to have Venus enter Aries. So your chart ruler is going to enter your 12th house. And sometimes when this happens, we have lack of energy. So again, like I said, the month of April, if you feel like you don't have a lot of energy or you don't feel yourself, it's because of all this 12th house energy. So just kind of sit with it, ride the wave. There's nothing wrong with you. It's just the energy that you're kind of moving through. Also with Venus in the 12th house, well, also with this, all of the 12th house energy, again, we want to watch for any self undoing, self sabotaging behaviors and escapism. Now, once we get to the second week of April, on the 8th, we have the new moon solar eclipse in Aries conjunct Chiron. So this is really intense. I'm not going to spend too much time on the lunations because I will be posting a separate video about this. But the fact that this is conjunct Chiron, there's something about your healing journey and spiritual progress kind of coming to a head with this. And again, it's the North Node. So it has to do with something new, something unknown, and the direction that you're moving into. Now, from April 9th to the 11th, we're going to have the Mars Saturn conjunction. And that conjunction comes exact on the 10th. Now, this is in your 11th house of friends, friendships, social groups, online connections, humanitarian pursuits. But Mars is ruling all of that Aries energy. So again, there could be a stop to something here. There could be some type of restriction or challenge showing up. There could be some type of isolation that has to take place. Maybe you're having to go into the hospital for a procedure, or maybe some type of retreat. Again, and if that's why we want to watch for escapism, because this is not good for escaping. The 12th house can also rule like secrets and things that are hidden too. So, there's something with that that can also kind of be going on. Now on the April 11th, we're having the Mercury cazimi at 22 degrees, and this is in your 12th house. So when we have Mercury retrograde, like the Mercury cazimi, this is when there is really powerful intuitive download. So you really want to be paying attention on the 11th to what's kind of showing up for you energetically, spiritually, intuitively, because there can be, pay attention to your thoughts, because there could be, a lot of insight on this day. Then we get to the third week of April, and on the 15th, we have Mercury retrograde forming a conjunction to Chiron. So whatever you've been moving through with with everything that's kind of been triggered and activated with this healing process, with all this Chiron energy, Mercury retrograde conjunct Chiron, there can be something showing up here that you're having to move through, having to navigate. There could be an important message, information coming in. Again, intuitive downloads with this conjunct Chiron. This is also, having a better understanding of your healing process. Whatever you've been moving through, if you've been, on this healing journey of healing the self because of this Aries energy, Aries represents the self. Even if you're not Aries rising, Aries naturally rules the self. And so we're all kind of going through this self-development, self-discovery, personal growth with the North Node in Aries. And then with Chiron, we've all been going through, healing of the self. So Mercury retrograde conjunct Chiron, there can be some type of, insight into your healing process, maybe how far you've come on your healing journey. On April 17th, we will have Venus conjunct the North Node. So there's something, because Venus is your chart ruler, conjunct that North Node, there can be some type of progress or action taken on this day that has to do with whatever direction you're kind of moving into, or whatever you're navigating at this time. Now, from the 17th to the 21st, we will have the Jupiter-Uranus conjunction, which comes exact on the 20th. This is in your first house. Now, Jupiter rules your 8th house of finances, other people's money, your partner's finances, also psychological healing and transformation. So there can be some type of, Uranus brings in this chaotic, disruptive element to, how this is going to show up for you. Jupiter's the planet of expansion. Now, Jupiter's also the planet of luck and abundance, optimism, opportunity, but Jupiter expands sometimes even what we don't want. So that's kind of the misunderstanding with Jupiter. It is, this benefic planet, but sometimes it can bring too much of a good thing or too much of what we don't want. Uranus is the planet of disruption and chaos, shock. So there's something here, and you'll feel the buildup to this as we approach, the middle of April. But there's something here that is going to be kind of unexpected, shocking. It can have to do with maybe your partner's finances. It could have to do with maybe your career, public reputation, what you're known for out in the world, because Uranus rules that 10th house of Aquarius. Now, Jupiter also rules your 11th house of friends, friendships, social groups, humanitarian pursuits. So it can also have to do with those themes and topics. And then, of course, it can have to do with you, because it is in your first house. So it can have to do with your body. It can have to do with your appearance. It can have to do with your character, who you are, who you want to be, your perception of this reality. There can really be something changing here. Now, on the 19th, we will have the sun entering Taurus. So the sun is going to move into your first house. This is when you start to get a little bit of your energy back. Now that stuff's going to start to move out of your 12th and into the first, you'll start to feel better. If you've been moving through this like lack of energy, low vibe type energy, this is when you start to kind of gain that back. And then on the 21st, we will have Venus forming a conjunction to Chiron. And so again, Chiron can rule insecurities, vulnerabilities, your healing journey. So there can be maybe a better understanding on your healing journey, your healing process. There can be some developments around, personal insecurities that you have. Whatever you've been moving through with these Chiron activations the last month or month and a half, there could be some type of development, understanding, or support coming in. And then the fourth week of April, on the 23rd, we will have the full moon in Scorpio. So Scorpio is in your seventh house of relationships and one-on-one connections. So the, partnerships are highlighted here. Now, again, I'm not going to spend too much time on these because I post separate videos on the lunations. But if you think back to 6 months prior when we had the new moon in Scorpio, there can be something culminating at this point, something coming to fruition. Now, I wanted to post here and just kind of note that Uranus is going to move to 22 degrees and Jupiter and Uranus, Jupiter and Uranus are going to kind of form a conjunction again. It won't be exact, but we're still in that energy, even, on the 23rd. Now, on the 25th, we will have Mercury stationing direct on the North Node. So, whatever you've been moving through really since March 18th, there's some big developments here. This is a day we really want to pay attention to any important conversations, information, intuitive downloads, messages, because there's something I believe that's going to be really powerful that has to do with our individual life direction. So we do want to pay attention on the 25th because it is conjunct the North Node. Now, on the 27th and 28th, we will have Mars conjunct Neptune. So, Mars conjunct Neptune, this can be, this is in your 11th house of friends and friendship social groups. This can be really great for intuitive work. Remember, Mars has to do with our motivation, willpower, drive, how we take action. Mars is the co-ruler, though, of your 7th house of relationships and partnerships and the ruler of your 12th house. So Mars conjunct Neptune, there can be sometimes some confusion, not a lot of clarity. This is also really great for romance and connection. Now, on the 29th, we will have Venus entering Taurus. So your chart ruler is going to enter your first house. You're going to start to feel better, maybe focus more on your appearance, your aesthetics. Well, Venus rules the aesthetics. But the first house is you, right? Your character, your personality, your physical body, your appearance. And so when Venus sometimes transits the first house, we change our hair, we focus more on our makeup or our looks. Maybe we want to buy more jewelry or more clothes or, things like that. But you're definitely starting to feel more back to yourself as this energy shifts into your first house and moves out of your 12th. You're starting to get a bit of that energy back. Then on the 30th, Mars is going to enter Aries. So it'll be a matter of balancing because Mars rules our motivation, willpower, and drive. Entering your 12th house can sometimes suppress that motivation and willpower and drive. But having, all the energy kind of shifting into the first, it's kind of counterbalancing that. So it's not going to feel too intense with Mars in the 12th. But Taurus, I hope this helps you navigate the energy for April. Thank you so much for joining me. I would love to hear your astrology stories in the comments below, how all of this energy shows up for you, the Mercury retrograde, the Mars-Saturn conjunction, the Jupiter-Uranus conjunction. We have a lot going on, and I love to hear everyone's astrology stories. So please feel free to comment below. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will connect with you in the next one.